Okay, so depending on how you shade your dress, it's going to make the style of it look very different. This is not a coloring book activity where we just color it in and don't think about the shading from dark to medium to light. So you need to be paying close attention because you're going to be graded on this. This is dark shading. I'm pressing hard with the pencil and coloring as dark as I possibly can. This is medium shading. I'm not pressing as dark. And this is light shading, which I'm putting very, very little pressure. So you need to have at least 3 shading tones or values in your dress using your colors. So dark, medium, and light. This is important. You also need to be blending colors. So for example, if I want to do a dark value of red mixed with orange, I'm going to shade my first one medium, because if I shade too dark, the colors will not blend well together. With the same medium pressure, I'm going to take my orange and color on top of my red now. And I'm pushing just as light as this. I'm going to switch back to my red and color over it again. I'm coloring just as light or dark as the medium. I'm not pushing that hard right now. I'm going to switch back again to my orange. I'm pushing a little bit harder this time, just to fill in the rest of the white spots. And now I have a medium red-orange, a dark red-orange value. I'm going to do the same process for the medium, but this time I'm going to start light. I don't want to get too dark. I'm going to take my orange and color on top of it, lightly. And I'm going to do that one more time with the red. And one more time with the orange. There's my medium value, red-orange. I'm going to do the same thing for my light, except this time I'm going to be very, very light with the red, and very, very light on top of that with my orange. And now I have a red-orange blend of colors. I recommend practicing this on a separate piece of paper. This way you get the hang of it first before you start with your dress. Okay, so I have my color ideas for my dress, but how am I going to apply them to the dress? So there's a couple different ways you can do this. It could be, I'm thinking of it kind of like a fire dress, where I'm going to go from like orange and fade into red and then darker red. These little stripy shapes, I may make them darker. I could also make them lighter. I could also make the sleeves a different color to stand out, or I could make them light, or I could make part of the top light and fade into dark. So there's a lot of different options. I'm going to show you one way of doing this. So I'm going to take my orange and very lightly I'm going to create a semi-transparent shell that's going to be underneath the dress here for her sleeves. Next, I'm actually going to be doing the same thing up here, but I'm going to be adding some of my red-orange to it. So I'm going to be using this value here now. Now, I'm actually going to be using a dark for my red-orange, and I'm going to be creating some texture by making some scribbly circles in here. I'm going to use my black. And I'm actually going to add some black, I think, in here as well. Okay. I'm thinking, let's see, I'm going to start with my orange at the top here. And I'm going to be coloring this medium. And I'm not coloring it all the way down, as you can see. So I'm doing this intentionally. Okay. I'm going to take my red-orange color and color on top of that, but just a little bit. And I'm going to start here and come down, but I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm going to go over my orange one more time and a little bit on the red. And I'm going to keep this light up here. Okay. And down here, I'm going to use my dark red. And I am going to push hard. Okay, this part I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Okay, so I finished coloring the bottom part. I also did the belt and the choker. I'm thinking that I'm going to add, I may add like a dark red with a light value of black on top of it. So I'm going to do that now. So very lightly I'm going to add some red in these shapes.